Time for Financial Insights with Lord's Financial Planning. Our guest, Jim Lord, is joining us. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Aaron.
Well, as we approach the end of the year, do you have any insights for us for end-of-year financial planning?
Well, I think maybe a good start might be to take a look at your spending for 2020. What changes do you want to make maybe in 2021? Well, that's probably a good place to start. But you know, if you're in retirement mode, then there's something else we probably need to look at, and that's, you know, how does your plan match up with what you are going to need when you finally do retire? Is it going to be able to take care of you?
So really, you're taking a look at an overview of your retirement plan then.
An overview. Yeah.
What other considerations with that overview should we be taking?
Well, we talk about this a lot, and that's risk tolerance. But, you know, there's a certain concern if the market drops, how are we going to deal with that? And so find out what your risk tolerance is, and then take a look at your investments and see if they're matching up with that, and then see if the projection is going to hopefully provide the money you're going to need for an income stream for as long as you need it when you get to retirement. So we need to do that at least once a year. Take a look at that.
Now, the end of the year is really also the start of the tax season.
Yes, it is. Yeah, probably a good time to go see your accountant and find out what your tax bill is going to be next year.
Well, how about those folks who are still working? Is there anything that they can or should be doing as they near the end of the year?
Oh, absolutely. You know, if you're in a retirement plan, a qualified retirement plan where you're making contributions to it, there's a limit on how much you can make, and you need to know, have I reached that limit? All right, so check with your plan advisor, check with your financial advisor, and find out if you've made that total contribution that you could make. And if you haven't, this could be a great time to catch up and make a lump sum deposit at the end of the year. Another thing to think about is to check with your financial advisor and find out if you would be eligible for a Roth IRA. This could be something to consider.
Any other considerations when we're thinking about the end of the year?
Well, I think legacy planning is important. You know, just recently I lost a nephew in a head-on accident between his motorcycle and a truck. I left behind 4 children. You know, we never know when our final day is over, okay? And so I think it's vitally important that we know what our wills and trusts look like, revisit that, make sure we have enough insurance, life insurance, to provide an income stream for our families. So legacy planning is absolutely essential, Aaron.
So very important. Well, Jim, as we wrap up, what about required minimum distributions?
Oh, yes, required minimum distribution. We know if Uncle Sam lets you put this money away and accumulate it for your old age, right? But he requires that you take it out eventually. He calls it a required minimum distribution. So if you're 72 or older, you have to take a certain percentage out from your retirement account each year. Except in 2020, they passed the CARES Act because of the pandemic, and they said you can skip it in 2020. But for those of you who haven't received it yet this year but still want to receive it this year, you've got to get your request in before December the 22nd to make it happen. So, important.
Absolutely. Well, Jim, thank you as always. Important information for us. And remember, if it is Wednesday, it is time for Financial Insights with Lord's Financial Planning.